King Harold here with you. So let me see if I can find myself something to write with here. There you go. That's good. Put this back up here so you can see it. This is professional baccarat. You can play it here, learn how to play it here, and go play it professionally or as a side hustle, your choice. But we don't play any games with frills, and we're not into wild-eyed gambling. We're into ways that you can win at this game, and this is the only actuarial game in the casino. That it has an actuarial style to it, and there are ways that you can win at this game, and you can win all the time. I've just returned from Vegas. I ran 11 sessions at the South Point Hotel and Casino, and I won all 11 sessions for the syndicated Kings Club money. And we are doing just fine and pulling right ahead and looking forward to our next chance and how we want to do it. And I'm going to say hello to some of my fine folks that are coming in, Kevin Sprouse and Chuck Ritter. Hey, Michael C., how you doing, buddy? Hey. Um, but we believe in the total quality management style of no matter how good something is, it could be better. No matter how bad it is, you need to break it and make it better. We have got something here that just won 11 sessions out of 11, and we're not sleeping peacefully yet. We got to feel like, can we make this better? And I'm going to show something tonight that I think even makes it better. And I've got great people here watching that will be the first ones to call me out if they don't think it's good enough. We believe biblically iron sharpens iron, buddy, as one man sharpens another. And that's how we believe it, and that's how we work together. H.R. Greenshark and Ken, Trish Graves. Hey, Trish, how you doing? And Gil Rary is in the house. So what we're going to do is I'm going to do two sessions of Baccarat tonight. The first is going to be the King's Banker, 2 streak, King's Banker 2, streak and chop. The same way we ordinarily do it. I'm going to make nothing better. The trigger is 1 banker, using the word trigger. The 1 banker win triggers the bets that will go too deep. Those of you know how it is. Now those of you are going to see. Hey, Frank said Oven. So we're going to just go for a simple $200 win. So we're at $2,137,000. JP, how you doing, buddy? So we're going to do 2 things tonight, JP. We're going to show the King's Banker 2 deep streak chop betting after the trigger of a single banker bet, and then I'm going to expand it a little bit because, like I say, Charles Deming and the total quality management style is ingrained in me of whatever it is, make it better. And we're not going to rest until we make it better. We like to win 11 out of 11. I want to win 20 out of 20. I want us to win every doggone time we go to a casino. But this is going to be a simple $200 win, and so we're going to bet $200, and we're going to go up 4 units of 50 and down 3 units of 50 until we win $200. And so that's how we're going to do it. And we're starting at 2,137,000. Let's see where we are on the board. We got 1 player. We got to get a banker win before we can start. The banker win is the trigger. So there it is. So the banker has won. And so now we're going to bet $200 on the banker. And we're going to go 2 deep. If we win this time, we're going to up the D'Alembert and come back with another bet. Here's the first bet of this session. There you go. So now we're going to go up 4 units of 50, a $400 bet on the banker. And there's the win. It's a 180. Okay, let's go ahead and play for a little while. What the heck? I'll pretend that we got to make that other 20. So we'll have no bet. So it's going to have to flip over. It's going to have to chop over to the player. Then it's going to have to come back to 1 banker for our next bet. I'm going to play it just this way at South Point, the same way. So there is the beginning of the bet. We lost there and we won there. They had 2 more. We didn't chase. I don't believe in chasing anyway. So now we're going to have we got a banker win. Oh no, that's still streaking. That's no good. We got to have it. It's got to be broken up by a player. We got to have a player win and go back to the banker. All you guys that were playing the chase, you're doing good now, but there'll come a time that it won't work out, and then that's not good for you. So the banker is definitely streaking now. Hey Gary, how you doing, buddy? Good to see you tonight. Bankers winning everything. But we're not playing it. We're waiting on a chop, and we're going to come back in that tie. We got to have a player win, and then I'm going to show you the second way I'm playing, where I'm trying to make this thing get improved. Because as good as this is, there's got to be ways to make it better. So we're not going to rest on it. We're going to keep working. Had a nice call with Corey Jensen tonight. He's a night shift worker out there in Iowa, and I talked to him about the horse race tomorrow and goal oriented. So he's looking at that, and so doggone it. I don't think. Look at that. Now look at that. There you go. I think that's 11. 3, 5, 7. That's 11 straight banks. Okay, well, just keep racking them up. If we were chasing this time, we'd have already made enough money to retire. Hey, hello from Nicole and KB in the house. KB, Kelly, and Nicole, welcome. Okay, so we finally had that long streak. This shows a KB Kelly. Look at that streak of bankers. We didn't play it, Kelly. So okay, so we're gonna have to. It's gonna have to chop over to a player, to a banker, for us to make another bet. There it is. All right, so we only need $20 to get to our 200. So we are going to make a bet of $20 on the banker right here to see can we get our $200 win. And if we don't, we'll go up the necessary units. But we got it. So that's the 400. Okay, so that was King's Banker 2 deep streak chop that you guys know so well. So now what we're going to do is I'm going to do some no bet playing, and then I'm going to explain to you what we're going to do is what I call this new revision. I called it King's Banker 2+2. The trigger for this is not one banker win. That's not the trigger. The trigger is 2 players in a row followed by a single banker. The way we're playing right now, it could come after a single player. If a single banker comes up, we're playing. But this new revision is to have a trigger of 2 or more players followed by a single banker. So what we're looking for is another way to actuarially figure out what's going to happen in this game. And so that's all I'm doing. Everything I do is as an actuary, trying to make a prediction based on things that happen when I'm doing an autopsy. So the autopsy shows what it shows, and looks to me like the banker's winning about 90% of the hands tonight. But we shall see. All right, so let's take a look and see. Okay, so there's your triple. That triple followed by a single banker. That's the trigger right there. So if we had been playing it here, we're going to go 2 deep on the banker. So here, there it is, starts the bet, and we lost the first bet, but then we won. And so it worked out then. So let's find we're going to have to play on till we get a triple. I'm sorry, till we get a couplet of players, and I think we might have them. So there it is. So we got a couplet there. So now we're going to have to get 1 banker to trigger our bet. And there it is. So we got 1 banker to trigger the bet. The bank is $200. This is still 2 deep, but it starts after a triple. Starts after a couplet and 1 banker. So now we've got a banker bet for $200, and we'll see. And there's a loss. So we go up 4 units, and we try again. Okay, so now we're going to have to wait on the couplet again, because this time we lost, and that's what a loss looks like right there. So we see, do we have another? Oh shoot, we had a couplet right there, so I didn't bet it. And that's my mistake, because that's the win right there if I had bet it. So there was the couplet, and there is the win. So now we're going to need another couplet before we can actually do the $600 bet, which is what we're at. So we've got a player win there. And a banker win, that's no good. The single banker win after a couplet or more is the trigger. Let's see where we are now. We've got a single player right there. JP has Atlanta ahead 7-0. Nicole and KB, thank you. Um, so this was the game to bet for the weekend. You always want to win the first one if you can. And the game is not over, of course, right, JP? So I don't know if they're in the seventh inning, eighth inning, ninth inning, or sixth inning. But you got to think that the Atlanta Braves were wanting this series so bad. They're at home for the series, and it's the world famous New York Yankees coming to town. And the only way the Braves get to play the Yankees is in the World Series. So this is a big night. I was checking tickets online. Good tickets. The boxes now. I mean, they're good tickets now. $3,700 tonight to see the Braves and the Yankees in Atlanta. And JP, I was going to check the score before I came on, JP, but I didn't. And I was thinking, I wonder who's winning the baseball game. So, JP, thank you very much. The Braves down there in Atlanta are doing the job for right now, but we'll see can they finish it off. And if they do, we're good to go. I did tell Corey Jensen tonight about the bet tomorrow. The bet tomorrow in horse racing is a show bet on goal oriented in the Haskell, the 12th race at Monmouth Park. If you're so disposed to bet horse racing, then that is the bet for tomorrow for me is goal oriented. And I'm hoping that he can do the job, and I'm hoping I can do the job here. We shall see. Nope, another banker win. So this is a steady chop right now. But we don't mind sitting out. We just want to win. And this setup here is after a two or more player wins and a single banker win is when you start your two deep bet. But right now it's hard to get two player wins because it's chopping back and forth. And I missed one bet earlier. Obviously, I'm trying not to miss one now as I'm running my mouth. Bottom of the seventh. Nicole's helping me out. Thank you very much. So I've probably lost how much the bet is, but we're going to bet $1,200 on the banker. I think that's what it is. But anyway. So with the $1,200 win, we are now up $739. That's how it worked. So let's go over it again to make sure we know. Our straight up bet of King's Banker two deep streak chop is after a single banker bet, a single banker win, you begin your bet on the banker. If it wins, it means it streaked to two. If it lost, it means it chopped over the player. So your next bet, D'Alembert, up the amount of units of 4, depending on what you're doing, is on the banker again. And if you win, then you either take your profit and go home, or you go down 3 units and continue. The next way we're doing it, I'm calling it King's Banker 2+2. The trigger is 2 or more consecutive player wins, followed by a single banker, and that's the trigger to start the bet. And so you're betting your D'Alembert on a banker repeating. Should it chop over the player, you're betting one more time because it's too deep. Going too deep bets. And this looks to me to be a far more reliable way to make the money. Advancing the King's Banker from off of the single win to a following up a 2 or more player with a single win seems to position us far better because this is an actuarial game. It really is. I have these discussions all the time. It can streak back and forth any way you want, but you're going to have to understand that this game is going to go back and forth as a to and fro, more so than any game that there is. Trish, that's right. We got to be helping the Jays, man. What are you talking about? Well, HR Green Shark, you got a good point. Journalism will eat up the show pool money, but it's still going to pay, and all we're looking to do is win. But I know that you know this game because the way you said, how about if journalism runs fourth? What happens? He's had a hard campaign. Now, I think this track and this field sets it up for journalism to be very, very much in the race. I'm just saying, how about it? So anyway, my bet that I'm going to play is goal oriented to show, and I'll take whatever it pays, and I'll live with it because you very well are correct in what you've said, and I appreciate that's a very astute comment about horse racing. Hey, Joseph Gurecki, how you doing? You can use both, Chuck. It's just I just think right now I think it's more reliable after the couplet. And I'm even pushing on looking at a triplet because I'm looking to get to ways that we have enough bank to where we can go in and play a solid big bet, like a $400 bet, and win one time and leave. But we begin the first way is whatever we're wanting our session to be. 200 right now is what we're using, so that I can start with a $200 bet. I want to have fewer bets and I want to have more wins. I want that kind of a convergence, fewer bets and more wins. But yes, you can do both, and you would be doing both anyway because whether there's one player win and one banker win, you're going to start. Or if there's two player wins and one banker win, well, you'd be starting anyway. And so, uh, making it start after two players merely means you're waiting for the two players and then the one banker, rather than one player, one banker. But you begin with the trigger of the one banker anyway, following whether you're playing it with one player or with two players. So you can play it both ways. Um, but I think you would anyway because the single banker triggers it anyway. So with the single banker come up after two players, one player, three players, 10 players, excuse me, it doesn't matter. You're still going to play. But I like avoiding the single player, single banker, and make that player go to a couplet. I'm kind of liking it. I'm going to keep looking at it and see it. Burnham Square is definitely in this race. H.R. Green Shark. He's a serious horse at a mile and an eighth. He will be closer to the pace tomorrow, and he'll have his chance. That's for sure. And I would never talk down to Burnham Square because I know that he's a good horse, and he could have his own say in this race too. That's for sure. So I'm liking this. We got horse players in here who know what they're talking about. So anyway, that's what we'll come back and show this again tomorrow night because I want to make sure we all have it down pat. Ask me any questions that you might have about it. But we're very happy with the King's Banker 2 deep streak chop, and now I'm looking at King's Banker 2+2, meaning we got to have at least a couplet before we go the 2 deep on the banker bet. But we won them both again tonight. Not very hard. Look at this. Excuse me. I mean, that is a huge banker run right there. But if you look at it, other than that run, bankers and players are pretty much distributed. So you got that one aberration. I mean, even down to the point, all these singles, and then we got a triple there. See, this double here made up for that double, and then that triple's made up with that triple. And so we really, aside from that one long streak, this game was almost 50-50. And it comes out that way a lot of times. But occasionally you get one swing more in the other way, but over the course of the night, it's going to balance out because this is an actuarial game. And there's no other game in the casino that is. I mean, blackjack will never come out with an actuarial way. Craps will never have an actuarial way. And even roulette. Roulette will not have an actuarial science to it because 18 on one side and 18 on the other, it can come up all kinds of ways. And even a Pai Gow poker will come up more actuarial ways than those games. And we're trying to find an actuarial game, and it's this game right here. And we're going to figure out ways that we can keep winning and make more money at it. So, good horse race tomorrow. Atlanta Braves, hold on tonight, buddy. Don't give that game away to those Yankees here at the end because Trish Graves already said Toronto needs to help. Come on, get after it. Hit me a like on the way out, guys, and I will see you guys tomorrow night. I love you all. Good night.